I mean, baseball is crazy. It's a crazy game, and you can be locked in sometimes, and others, you're kind of out of it. But I'd say, just trying to be consistent. I wouldn't really say, you're too crazy locked in. You're just confident. You can feel that, and you got to treat every at bat the same. You got to get back to the middle, and just stick with your approach.
Do you ever think about, like, all right, I hit one in every game? Like, is it kind of creep into your mind now?
No,
each time?
no, absolutely not. No, like I said, it's baseball. Things happen. Things can go on for a long period of time, and then they can just stop. But no, I don't really think about any of that at all.
Is your approach, you say consistent with your approach? Is it just to put the ball in play, or hit it as hard as you can, or what?
No, yeah, it's just to get a pitch in my zone, and just try to drive it the other way. And if he leaves one up or in, and then just react to it.
At any level, have you ever hit this many home runs consecutively in games?
I don't think so. No, never. No, never in my life.
What's that like? Is it kind of surreal?
It's cool. It just goes to show that hard work pays off. And I took a lot of work this off season. In the weight room, try to get stronger, and just try to let it happen naturally, not force it.
Talk to me about this next series against Georgia. I mean, it's a real kind of test your mettle type series. 2 top 5 teams going head to head.
It's a big series for us, but every series is, the same. We got to treat these guys same. We always think of it as we're the best team facing another best team in the country. So, the competition's always up there in the SEC, and we're just going to take it just like we do every other series, and stay consistent and just attack.
Their rotation of pitchers maybe as good as you've faced so far in this young season, do you think?
Everyone's good. Texas A&M was good. They tested us pretty well, and so did Tennessee. And like I said, we're just going to keep our approach and keep our sights focused, and just let it happen.
Is it tough for you individually to keep draft projections out of your head in the middle of the season?
No, I don't worry about it. I focus all my efforts, on these guys and schoolwork, and just trying to get away from all that and just focus on the team and just try to win ball games.
How do you think you've gotten better since you got here?
I just say get more mature, trying to flush things out quicker, whether you go 0 for 6 or, 0 for 10 or, you do really well one weekend. It's all just about getting back to the middle and, just trying to, like I said, focus your energies on the team and, the rest will come and it'll work itself out individually.
I know a lot of it's situational depending on the game, but does it take pressure off you when there's so many bats that are on this lineup that, there's a lot of offensive production everywhere?
Absolutely. 1 through 9, you never know who's going to show up and, have a day. And I think that's good to have both defensively and offensively. You can rely on anyone, whether it's in scoring position or to get a bunt down and get a guy over. That's huge, and that's a lot of versatility.
How have you seen Kumar Rocker develop and improve since the start of the season?
A lot. He's matured a lot, and you're only going to get better, with the experiences you face on the mound. And it's tough for freshmen. I know my roommate Drake Fellows freshman year went through it, and watching him develop over 3 years, Kumar's going to be the same exact kid. He's just going to develop, get more mature, and develop that confidence on the mound.
How amped do you think he'll be this weekend to go down there and play Georgia? He's from that area.
I think he'll be pretty pumped. He's a pretty consistent kid. He's going to go in with the same exact mentality as he has before, and just try to do his thing.
We've heard a lot about how the Tuesday wins have carried into the weekends for you guys the last couple of weeks. Are there times you can remember from the last 3 seasons where you guys didn't play well in the midweek or lost and it hurt you guys going into the weekend?
Absolutely. I can't recall anything specific, but, midweeks are huge. The days in between those series are huge, whether it's practice or doing a midweek. And you got to treat those just like you would in an SEC series. Those are big wins that add up at the end of the year, for postseason play. And you got to make sure you do the best to come out with the dub.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
We're hanging around now as JJ's up to 5. Have you ever seen a tear like that before?
Maybe some points, but it's special players who are able to do that, and there's consistent behaviors that are associated with people that behave that way on the field and have that type of consistency on the field. So, I certainly would say that about him. He's a kid that, you talk about low-maintenance players, he's about as low-maintenance as they come. He's very professional since the day he's gotten in here to right now. Nothing changes. He goes about business the same way. His personality never changes, which, even when this game challenges you, I've never seen it move in a different direction. But he gets what he deserves, and most people do in this game. And he gets a lot of consistency because he is that way.
Obviously, you never expect guys to hit home runs every time they get up, but how nice is it to have a luxury to have a guy that is a possibility that it could happen whenever he steps to the plate?
Yeah, you start looking at him more that way, Chris, because early in his career, I can't really tell you that that was the case. He was a bat-to-ball type hitter and a good hitter, but like a lot of good hitters, in time they develop timing skills and strength that allow them to leave the ballpark. And the thing about him, which I think elevates him even more, is he does it from both sides of the field. So, you know, he can go down the left field line, down the right field line. He's just not one-dimensional. And the other thing about him, which I think is important for a guy who hits with power, is he doesn't try to recruit it. He doesn't try to go for it. It's more about, I'm just going to put the bat on the ball and let the ball take care of itself. And he's been able to do that. But you certainly feel like something good's going to happen when you know I'm over in that third base coaching box.
Sure. I want to ask you just about the series against Georgia in general. On paper, it's 2 top 5 teams going head to head. What makes Georgia so special so far this year?
Definitely pitching, which I'm probably redundant when I talk about the next team we're playing.
Sure.
I said that about Tennessee. I said about Texas A&M. God knows, but their pitching is as good as it gets. And what they also have is they have some kids in that program now that have been there for 2 and 3 years that have been about winning, and because of that, there's an expectation level, at least in the time that I've seen Georgia and I've seen Scott and his teams, he's starting to get there. And Scott was a very proven coach at Kent State, and you just knew in a matter of time that he would do the same things at Georgia, and they are. He's got a very good team, and he's got some good players, and they can really pitch.
Where have you seen Rocker improve from when he stepped on campus to now?
His pitchability. He don't walk many people. He throws the ball around the strike zone, and he can do it with multiple pitches, which I didn't know if I was going to see that or if that existed, but I certainly have been able to see it in the time that he's been here for sure.
Going back to JJ for a second, when you look at him stepping to the plate and just in terms of mechanics of his swing, that kind of stuff, what do you see from a coach that makes him different?
Simplicity. I mean, there's very simple. I mean, he's grounded. He's not off balance. His route to the ball is short. His decision-making skills are really good, which I think is imperative of a good hitter. He knows the zone. Very seldom do you see him leave it. Knows the difference between a ball and strike. He knows the difference of the balls he can handle, which he can't handle. The ones he can handle, go after. Ones he can, he doesn't. So that's maturity, that's decision making, that's having a feel for the game, and he certainly does that.
When we talk about what he's like now, when you were recruiting him, what stood out for a high school recruit at that time? Were any of those characteristics there?
I'd lie to you if I tell you I saw that.
Yeah.
Now, Travis Jewett, who was recruiting him at the time, saw him. I don't know if Travis, and it's a good question for me to ask Trav, because he thought he had a good player, but we also thought we had a two-way player. We thought we had a potential pitcher and a hitter. Mm-hmm. But I think where we started to really take notice of him is when he went off after his senior year, played for the Midland Redskins, and they said, you're getting a very good hitter. You're getting a hitter. You're getting a guy that can really hit the baseball. So I think that's when we started to just really take notice of his skills. But the maturity, I didn't know that was coming with it. He love to coach kids like that.